The Afterlife by Gary Soto, Chapter 7, page 95. I always dreamed about sleeping in a pile of hay in the arms of someone I loved. Actually, not sleeping, but lolling groggily on a natural mattress. Now I was. I was laying side by side with Crystal in a horse pasture, but I had no arms to embrace her. If I had, I'm not sure she would have let me. She just lay at my side, staring at the sky that held two clouds. It was already late afternoon, and soon the evening would descend like a cloak. But for the time being, I was next to her, and I didn't give a shit about whether she had two boyfriends or 10. In fact, I was mad at them because one of them, maybe both of them, had let her kill herself. It had to be about those jocks who were now at their separate homes, staring at their Letterman's jackets and thinking, hey, Zeus, the other dude's got mine. That would mean that they would have to meet again and swap a few blows. I figured, let them hurt each other. Let their perfect jock smiles be ruined. As for me, I had Crystal, or sort of. When I reached over, she turned her face away from me. She was thinking of home and maybe why she committed suicide over two jocks. Crystal, I whispered. What? She asked after a moment of silence. She turned her face to me. We were so close we were seeing cross-eyed. Why did you have two boyfriends? I was popular, she said with a straight face, and then laughed, with one hand on her belly and the other shading her eyes. Come on, homegirl. She wiped the corner of her eye as if a tear of laughter had crawled out. It's true. I sat up, grinning. You think you're something, huh? She was something. Crystal sat up. Yeah, I'm something. Or I was until I killed myself. Over Jason and Eric? They're nowhere. Of course, in my heart, I realized they were studs and maybe even decent at heart, and they could both fight. No, I killed myself because Crystal turned away from me. What? I asked, and rolled over her ghostly body to face her. I liked her nose, delicate as porcelain, whereas mine was like a spud, a papa. Because I didn't think I was going to do it, she swallowed and added. You know, make it big in life like Martha Stewart or Oprah. I could make it big in Selma, but not in New York. The whole world knew Oprah, but who was this Martha Stewart? She had the name of a dead president's wife. You were going to New York? Crystal frowned at me. You don't get it, Buster, she rambled on, that it could be Chicago or San Francisco or Los Angeles. The city didn't matter. What mattered was making it. She would be small in a new place, just carrying her briefcase to work. Wherever she was going, she doubted that she could demand the same attention as in Selma, where she was vice president of school, a cheerleader, a nearly straight A student, and even a member of 4-H. She told me she had applied to Harvard and Stanford and gotten rejected. She was going to USC. Hey, I was nowhere in my life and it wasn't that bad, I bragged. That if I had lived, I would have attended Fresno City College. Crystal fumed. Don't you understand? I got rejected. Dog, I thought she was scared of failing? So that was it? We lay at the sky, both of us quiet. Two clouds were gone. The sky was darker now that the sun had eclipsed by a walnut tree. Crystal, I meowed romantically. I turned my face to her. You know I like you. Crystal blinked her eyes up at the sky, but my mood shifted quickly. But I gotta go see someone at my house. I was up. Plus, you were going to see your parents. At the word parents, Crystal rolled into a ball in that haystack. Crystal, I called softly. What? She answered not so softly. I went to see my grandfather. He died 6 years ago of cancer, I told her. That I was probably going to be buried there in the same cemetery. I told her it was kind of nice, with trees and lawns that were cut weekly. Crystal sat up, her legs folded in a yoga position. Her face was lined with worry. I guess you and I are going to disappear, huh? Like, really disappear. She swallowed the truth. Like, really die, huh? I listened to the distant airplane and a bird on the barbed fence and a horse whinny. These were the signs that signaled out in the country, especially on a pile of hay that either a horse would eat the wind, carry away flake by flake. I wish we could have lain there forever. I have a confession, Crystal began. Her face had brightened. What, another boyfriend? She smiled, sort of. I held my breath. Was she messing around with all of Selma? I remember you. I offered her a confused look. I didn't get what she was saying, though it had to be good because her face was open and beautiful. I remember when you were picking grapes and you got stung. She pulled her hair behind her eyes. I thought you were cute. I smiled. You don't really remember, do you? I asked. You're just playing with me. Yeah, I do. Her smile was like a flower. And I was cute. I was really begging for a compliment. Crystal rose and hugged and kissed me. You were cute, even with that fat, swollen face. We gazed into each other's eyes until we were both out of focus. Then I pulled away from her as I repeated I had to go back home and take care of business. I sailed into a sky that was blood red when the sun was going down. I turned and yelled, I'll be back! I would have waved, but my arms were gone. I told her that I loved her, but my words were snapped up by the heartless wind.